just a few thoughts on what in the end turned out to be an excellent Christmas period for the Blues. Yeah, we had that little wobble in the middle with them couple of draws and all that lot, but I think our problems can go back to the Barnsley game when Cochrane got injured, and then when we was having Ethan Laird filling in at left back, and I know Buchanan coming for the one game and then got injured for the next game. I think them couple of games over Christmas where we struggled, that all the problems go back to the left back position, albeit we did lose wide players as well, and we lost our creativity. And it was brilliant to see Ethan Laird come back into the game yesterday, and I think he was the game changer for us in Wigan. He was outstanding, and this is the Ethan Laird that we all know from the early part of last season when he come. He has got bags of quality, and I know lots of people say, oh, his end product is this, that and the other, but I think with Ethan he's a direct player, and I think the manager asks him sometimes to play the ball sideways and backwards, and I think when you get a player like that with ability and he wants to go one way, and then he's got the coach in his ear, sometimes they get stuck in between and they're not sure which way to go. But I think going forward now, I think Ethan, at least for a good few games now, he's secured the right back position, and like you say, if we can keep Cochrane fit on the left, and the disadvantage Ethan's had is he can fill in at left back, but on the left side he's more defensive and he doesn't get forward as much and doesn't create as much. But I think that little dip in form that we had all goes back to the injury to Cochrane at Barnsley. I think going forward, hopefully Scott Wright's fit now, so we have got a couple of good left-sided players. But I think we do. I think that's where we need cover more than anything, on the left rather than the right. And also the manager's got a couple of conundrums now, because we looked better yesterday with the two central defenders, Clara and Davies, and he's been filling Bielik in there, and he's been like a free at the back, or he's dropping into right back and all that lot. But I don't see that's how we play going forward. I think going forward the defence is it is Ethan Laird, Davies, Clara and Cochrane, and then you've got the two players in front of him which are like holding midfielders really, which is like Paik and Iwata. And I'm looking at the team and I'm thinking, where does Bielik fit into that? Because he's the club captain. You can't have him as a squad player, so he's got to start. I think there's a problem to solve there for the manager. It's a good problem, because I think the problem that we've got is trying to fit so many good players into a team. I think England's always had that problem over the last few years. You've got all these players that you think should be starting, but you can't play all of them. And I think we've got the same problem up front. I think the style of football that we play, you only need one forward player. And Blues have got two excellent forward players in Alfie May and Jay Stansfield. So I don't know. I mean, how do we solve these problems? How do we keep the players happy? How can you drop someone like Jay Stansfield or Alfie May? They're the best two strikers in the league, and it's the same with Bielik. How do you drop him? He's obviously a very good quality player, but the team looked more balanced yesterday, and all of a sudden now the manager's got good problems to solve rather than bad problems, and wondering, how we're going to turn. I think the Stockport game, it was the first time a team had put us under the cosh a bit this year. And when you watched Bielik's interview after the game, he did look physically shook. So I think that was the shock that we was expecting this season, but it was only a mini shock because we recovered rather quick against Wigan. I think the future's bright now. I think there'll be a few surprise players leaving in January. I've got my thoughts on who they could be, but I'm not going to say, because it's probably wind people up and I think I'm talking rubbish. But I think we look very good now for the second half of the season. So my question is, how do we fit Bielik into the team, and how Stansfield and Alfie